Hip hop was good, man. It's your boy Demi D. This is the DagogetaTv, and this is another episode of Diggin Wit Deme, my hip hop vinyl show where I pull up or you come through and we display 5 pieces or instrumental songs to the collection. I got my guy here, Supa Djexile. What's good, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on?
So listen, we here with another episode. So just let the people know how you get your name and how long you've been DJing for.
I've been DJing since the beginning. I started in 1985.
Nice.
I've been DJing every single hot club in New York City, you name it. If you remember it from back in the day, if you had a good time there, I was in there. If I was opening up or closing, I was there. You know what I mean? So places like the Palladium, places like Bar 16, Nels. You know what I'm saying? Nels was a very big spot for me because we actually used to do after works there for a long time in like the late 90s up until the mid 2000s.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with Nels in Baltimore and all of that.
So I was doing a lot of those and opening up for Flex as well at the Tunnel as well.
Okay, so you've been, like you said,
yes,
you've been doing it for a while.
I've been around. So,
so you from Bronx or Brooklyn?
I'm actually from Queens.
Queens in the building.
Born and raised in Jamaica.
Okay, Jamaica.
Grew up in Southside, and as you know, many famous people come from there. 50
all day,
Cent.
you already Nas. You could do this all day.
We could go all day.
Run DMC.
Just back in that area alone, you could go all day. LL Cool J,
Tribe.
You know what I mean? Tribe Called Quest. I mean, most of the native tongues are from back there. So
that's what's up.
You know what I mean?
So thank you for being on the show. So we're gonna start with you're doing a song, right? So the first song,
the 5 that you want to do,
let them know, why this is part of the songs you want to talk about in the record.
Basically, the first one I'm talking about, and I'm just want to big up, to Dr. Dre as well. All the cats in the West Coast that was, coming up and doing their thing in the beginning, all the way back from Ice-T. And Ice-T always mentions this guy right here, Schoolie D. The reason why is because that was the first gangster rap, period. You know what I mean? There were no gangster raps before that. All the gangster rap that you've heard has come after this record.
What's the name of the record?
It's called PSK, What Does It Mean, by Schoolie D, who is actually not from New York, he's from Philly.
Philly in the house. Also, let them know who I don't know if we want to call it a remake or who did it over, but that's where Biggie got that from. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
One by one, I knocks him out.
Yes, that's where Biggie got that from. So everything that you hear later on in hip hop comes from these records that I'm gonna show you today. This is definitely one of them. So Biggie definitely big up on that one. Big up to him as well.
Shout
out to Brooklyn.
Peace, one of the best
even though I'm from Queens, I love for Brooklyn too.
Biggie man. Well, Brooklyn and Queens, we like siblings.
Brothers. You know what I mean? So just to keep it going and to keep hip hop on a vibe where you can actually keep the integrity and the actual street cred of it. When you do that, that's hip hop. No doubt about it. No matter what music you blend with it. Did you want me to go to the next one?
No, that's what the DagogetaTv is about too. And I want to touch on that too, as far as when you said in the streets. I know people may get that twisted. We talking about the streets as far as the people. Right, we're not talking about no gangster shit and all that shit. We're talking about what the people touching the pavement, right? So as long as that's where it's coming from, that's what make it genuine and sincere.
That's what makes it genuine.
Yeah. So shout out to you on that. We're gonna get into the second one, man. Let them know.
All right. Let me bring that one up for you. The second one I got right here, I'm actually going to talk about. I did what came after this with a little mix in the beginning. This record is called Supa Djexile by Dimples D. This artist was the first female artist under Marty Marl.
See now, I didn't even know that. So.
And the first solo female artist on Wax. There were female artists before her, but they were all in a group. They were on Wax. There were a few on Wax, but we're gonna get to that later in the 5. But for her, she was the first actual solo female rapper with a record deal.
Where was she from?
Queens. These rich projects.
What do you know?
Well, she was part of the Juice Crew.
What do you know?
And Marty Marl did the record for her, Supa Djexile. She basically was saying the rap like, just chilling in the cut. And Marty Marl heard it. He was like, "Yo, hold up, I'm a DJ. That makes sense."
Nice.
He went in, he threw it, and then of course after that, comes Sucker MCs from Run DMC. So you started with the DJ, but you finished with the MC. You see what I'm saying? And that's where that come from. They actually just wanted to elaborate on what Dipples did, but do it in a guy version. Nice. You see what I'm saying? And that's where you got that's where Run DMC started coming up right after her.
So this is before, just so they're clear, this is before Run DMC.
This is before her.
Shout out to Dipples Deme, man.
This is 1983, I want to say. Yeah, 1983. So it's right there on the record.
Nice. Shout out to Dipples D. Queens in the building. You already know.
Yeah. Well, you know I'm from Queens. I'm not gonna go past this 5 and not put anybody in from Queens, because these are my neighbors. These are my people I grew up with. I went to hang out with back in the day.
That's dope. She deserves more mention, man. I'm not familiar with her at all. So
she does because like I said, she was actually the first female solo artist on wax.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So shout outs to her again.
Shout outs to her.
Again, she never really got another hit after that. But she was also a heck of a battle rapper too, just like Shantae. And she actually helped Roxanne Shantae get on right after.
Next level. Having a big hit was a big thing.
It was.
You didn't get multiple, like...
Yeah, you didn't.
That was next level shit if you had at least 2 or 3. So that came later on, so salute to her.
Now, I will say this. At the same time that Dimples was out, though, you did have a guy that was doing that, and that was Curtis Blow.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
He had the breaks.
He's the next level shit.
He had Identify Rule the World.
He was considered a superstar at that time for that level.
For that
era. So shout out to Curtis Blow too, man. You know what I mean? But
shout out to Harlem.
Yeah, he was like a superstar at that time. So we're gonna get into the last one of the talk piece out of the 3 pieces.
Okay.
Move on to the next one. Shout out again to Dipples D. And who was the first one again?
The first one was Schoolie D.
Schoolie D. D in the building. Demi D. Schoolie D. Demi D. We in there.
So the next one is an obvious choice, because this is the first one that was worldwide. The first one that was the biggest hit. In rap history to that time. Period. And that's Rapper's Delight. Yes, everybody always wants to know, yes, it was Casanova Fly who did the rap for Big Bang Hank. Yes, it was. But what it was is that back in the day, we didn't have that where you had to sign a contract and say, okay, I'm going to use the rap that you did. You know, if you heard the rap in the streets and you liked it, you used it.
It was ball game.
Because, all was fair. You know what I mean? But he did have the decency, because he knows Kaz, to reach out to Kaz and let him know, hey, I want to use that verse. And he said, hey, you know what? Knock yourself out. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of camaraderie hip-hop started with back in those days. So I would love to see hip-hop get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Get back to that camaraderie. Get back to that, you know what? If I can't spit it better, let's see if I can get somebody else to come on the album with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's ego trip.
Okay.
Let's have fun.
Yeah.
You know? So Rapper's Delight was an obvious choice, because that's the first radio, that's the first million seller.
Put it on help. I won't say put it on the map, but like you said, brought it to a bigger scale before Run DMC just blew it out the park.
Right.
But so shout out to Rapper's Delight. I know there's a lot of controversy, like you said, behind the rappers and it being misinterpreted that they were the first rappers and yada yada yada. But they're in the history books.
Because you can't deny what they did.
They're in the history books.
One song, million seller, back then going platinum was a very big thing.
And it made people come looking for more. For more different, other artists. It made people come looking for more. So
definitely. And they actually ended up with a few hits after that as well. They also had the Eighth Wonder. They also had, the one that Will Smith dances to. So, they also had a few, other rappers that also they helped get out in the game at the time. So it was something that I think we need to get back to. That's what I'm saying, that camaraderie.
Less ego,
you know what I mean?
Respect that.
Yeah.
So we round off the 3. We're going to go into the 4th piece, which is a show-off piece, flexing for the other collectors. So you can let them know.
Now, this record, I actually do have this copy. I could not find it for the show. I apologize, my people.
That's all good.
But I do have this copy, and the copy looks like this. The back of the record is them holding the jacket. Funky 4+1.
Funky 4+1.
You know what I mean?
Now, where were they from again?
These are Bronx people.
Bronx people.
This is the Bronx now. Basically, here they were the first rap group with a female. So shout out to the females again in hip hop, and basically, what started it all, what got it going for the females was people like her. in Funky 4+1. People like, you know, Sequence, which was back in the day. People like Shantae, you know, all those people that were coming up in the beginning.
JJ and them.
You know what I mean? That were really getting it going for the females. You know what I'm saying? But just to let y'all know, if anybody tell you different, yes, y'all were here from the beginning. From the beginning, from 1981, this record came out. So from that day forth, you can tell everybody what it is. Like, yes, females were in the game from the beginning, so we know what we can do. Boom. So that's why I wanted to bring this one up, just because, you know, she was actually a hell of a rapper, Sha Rock.
Sha Rock, yeah, they definitely shut that name out. Well, they had a couple of joints too.
They had This the Joint. They had That's the Joint, which is the song I'm talking about today. They had a couple of other ones that came after that. You know, but they kind of, I believe the group kind of disbanded. Then they decided to come back together a little later, but by the time they came back together, now we're in the 80s, and now we got Rakim, and we got, you know, so, and KRS-One, and everybody else is starting to come up there, so it kind of...
the wave had changed.
The wave had changed.
Yeah. What's his name? My guy, Kumo already, once he changed the wave, so
yeah.
If you weren't part of that...
But a funny fact about Kumo is the only one to have hits in the first 3 decades of rap. So in the 70s, in the 80s, and the 90s.
Yeah, because Curtis was,
you know, because Curtis
had about 90s. Curtis was out.
Yeah, he was gone already. He was still making records, but they weren't.
Yeah,
it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
And you could tell because, like I said, a lot of rappers redid a lot of the stuff that you hear. Definitely, If I Ruled the World, Nas did a heck of a job on that. So.
People did the break, so I know De La did the hook over for the breaks and the concept. So people done breaks.
Exactly. So what you're seeing is that continuation of the hip hop and what it actually meant to the people in New York, who since we're the ones who
especially people in New York,
because we're the ones who invented it. So we coming up with something that's our music that we invented here, that started with these two things right here. You know what I'm saying? It started with 2 turntables. You know, once the blackout happened in '77, it was over. Because now everybody had a pair. You know what I mean? Those were the days. You know what I mean?
Those were the days.
You know what I mean?
Alright, so we're gonna get to the last piece.
Okay.
The prized possession. I'm here with Supa Djexile. Salute, Queens in the building. This is Diggin Wit Deme again, and I'm your host, Deme D. And let them know what the final piece is, my guy.
Okay, so the final piece is the Sequence. I mentioned them earlier. It's a song called Funk You Up. They were the first female. Yes, exactly. And they were the first female rap group signed to Sugar Hill, right after the Sugar Hill Gang.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they were signed second right after them. Funny fact about them. There's a singer in that group who became famous after this group went belly up.
Well, I definitely don't remember that.
She sings house music. She sings R&B. She does it all. She's a woman of all trades. Been around since back then. Those were her first records on the planet. And I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm not gonna make you guess. It's Angie B. Stone.
Oh.
Okay. So that's Angie Stone right there. That's a young Angie Stone.
Wow.
so
Yo, but nobody talks about that though.
Because I'm not sure if people don't know.
I don't think people know,
or people haven't really. I mean, it really takes a DJ to really know what we know, because we were there. If we were there, we know. You know what I mean? But yeah. So that was her first rap record. It did hit the charts. It did hit the R&B, I believe, and hip hop charts back in the day. I know everybody remembers getting that Jet magazine and looking in the back and making to see what the top 20 was.
Yeah, see the top 20.
That song was there in the top 20. Didn't make it to the top 10, but to see how long Angie B. Stone's career has gone from then it just amazed me. So I just wanted to share it with you people. You know what I mean? I just wanted to share it with you people because it's crazy to see how this woman started out rapping. And now she's considered one of the divas when it comes to house music. One of the divas when it comes to R&B. You know what I mean? So I've been around for a minute. You know what I mean?
Nobody talks about that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So that's just some of the things I like to let people know. Like when you getting an old school DJ, you're getting all the history behind whatever music we play. because we were there at the time. You know,
Yeah,
whether it be
absolutely.
either in the club doing whatever we were doing, or it may have been our first record we ever bought.
Or in the
You know
parks
what I mean?
too, like what
In the
y'all
parks.
doing the street
You know what I
festival,
mean? Street festival. One place we always used to go back in the day was Flushing Meadow Park,
Okay.
and just to hang out there and just DJ, just hang out. You know what I mean? Those days are a little bit different now because you know things are different, but to get back to that camaraderie, like I said, would be the key for hip hop's continuance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how it will work. Cause I didn't get famous like everybody else, but I kept doing it because just for the love of the music. That's
and
it.
Just, even what you did today, like I'm an avid hip hop listener. My father's a DJ, probably around the same area as you, and I still learned something here today.
Mhm.
So we need shit like that. And
That's
definitely
what I'm
appreciate you.
Thank you.
So hip hop. Make sure y'all tune in. This is Diggin Wit Deme, hip hop vinyl show. Got my guy Supa Djexile. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that like button, and all you other DJs, man, holla at me, man. I could pull up or y'all could come through, man. You already know hip hop
All day.